There are connections that seem to arrive out of nowhere, faces that feel familiar, voices that stir forgotten emotions, and eyes that awaken an ache too deep to name. These are not coincidences. They are echoes from before time, reminders of an ancient promise made long before you took your first breath in this life. In the vast stillness between incarnations, when the soul is free from the weight of matter, choices are made in perfect clarity. Two souls meet in that boundless realm of light and recognize each other instantly. They share an understanding that goes beyond words, a silent vow to help one another grow, no matter how many lifetimes it takes. This is the first agreement, to find each other again, regardless of form, place, or circumstance. Sometimes the reunion will be tender and filled with harmony. Other times it will be turbulent, charged with lessons only pain can teach. Yet behind every meeting lies the same purpose: to awaken what was once forgotten. Dolores Cannon spoke of this sacred planning as a tapestry woven by consciousness itself. Every thread represents a soul's intention, intertwined with others who have chosen to assist in the unfolding of that divine design. There is no randomness, no accident. Even the briefest encounters are guided by unseen hands shaping the evolution of both spirits. When two souls meet under such an agreement, something inside them stirs. It is not memory in the human sense, but a resonance, a vibration that says, "I know you." That recognition pierces through time, collapsing all distances between past and present. It is the echo of a moment when both souls promised, "I will find you again." As life unfolds, that promise manifests in unexpected ways: a sudden attraction, a sense of déjà vu, or a pain that feels far older than this life. The heart remembers what the mind cannot comprehend. The first agreement is not about possession or permanence, it is about evolution. Through love and loss, joy and separation, both souls move closer to the light of awareness. And though they may part in one lifetime, the echo of that ancient vow continues, waiting to be heard again in another time, another form, another chance to remember. Before a single heartbeat echoes in the physical world, before a name or a body or a destiny takes shape, the soul begins its work in a higher realm, a place Dolores Cannon described as the between lives state. Here, time does not move as it does on Earth. It flows in every direction, and every possibility exists simultaneously. Within this stillness, souls gather to design their next journey. They do not choose blindly. Each soul reviews the lessons still unlearned, the energies yet to balance, and the qualities waiting to be awakened. Compassion, forgiveness, strength, humility, unconditional love. Every incarnation is a sacred classroom, and the blueprint is the map. But this map is not drawn in ink. It is woven from intention and vibration. It is flexible, responsive, alive. In this realm, you meet the souls who will accompany you in the next chapter of your evolution. Some will become your family, others your friends, teachers, or adversaries. And then there are the souls who agree to play the most profound role of all, the ones who will open your heart so deeply that it shatters, forcing you to remember the divine essence within yourself. These are the souls we call our soulmates, our twin flames, our eternal mirrors. The conversations between souls before birth are silent, yet filled with infinite meaning. One might say, "In the next life, I will challenge you so that you learn patience." Another might whisper, "I will love you so deeply that you will remember what eternity feels like." There is no judgment or resentment in this space, only mutual agreement to participate in each other's awakening. Once these choices are made, the blueprint begins to form. It includes the place where you will be born, the people who will shape your path, the opportunities that will arise, and even the moments of loss that will carve wisdom into your being. Yet the soul also leaves space for free will, the ability to choose how to respond, how to love, and how to grow. Destiny is not a prison, it is a sacred invitation. When you meet someone and feel an instant recognition, it is often the blueprint unfolding. A vibration in your soul says, "We planned this." That awareness can be both beautiful and painful because it awakens the memory of an agreement made in a realm of light that now must be lived in a world of shadows. Still, every emotion, every encounter serves its purpose. Dolores Cannon taught that Earth is a school where souls come to experience duality, to learn love through its opposite, unity through separation, peace through chaos. Every connection is chosen with precision, every heartache written with compassion. What feels like fate is the manifestation of promises made beyond time. Understanding this does not take away the mystery of life. It deepens it. It reminds you that you are not a victim of chance, but a co-creator of experience. The people you meet are not random. They are reflections of the lessons you asked to learn. Before you were born, you stood in that radiant space of knowing and said yes. You chose your parents, your challenges, your great loves, and your deepest wounds. You chose them not to suffer, but to evolve, to remember that even in the hardest moments, you are guided by a divine plan written in the language of the soul. Every soul carries memories that are older than time itself. Within the quiet chambers of the heart, these memories sleep, waiting for a familiar vibration to awaken them. When two souls meet again on Earth, after lifetimes of separation, it is never by accident. Their reunion serves a sacred purpose, to continue the lessons they began long ago. Dolores Cannon often described these encounters as unfinished chapters of the soul's evolution. Love, she said, is one of the most powerful teachers in the universe, and loss is its equal counterpart. Together, they shape the expansion of consciousness. In every lifetime, souls meet again to balance what was left incomplete, to forgive, to heal, to grow beyond the limitations of the past. Sometimes the reunion is joyful, marked by harmony and recognition. Two souls meet, and the world suddenly feels aligned. They finish each other's sentences, share the same dreams, and experience an unexplainable peace. In such unions, love flows freely, reminding both souls of their divine essence. These are the lifetimes of gentle remembrance, where the bond becomes a source of nourishment and strength. But not all reunions come wrapped in ease. Some are turbulent, even painful, because they carry the weight of old wounds. The souls may have hurt each other in other lives, betrayed or abandoned one another, leaving emotional imprints that still echo through the corridors of time. When they meet again, those vibrations rise to the surface, demanding resolution. The purpose is not punishment, it is completion. Only by facing the pain can both souls reclaim their wholeness. The universe does not arrange these meetings to repeat suffering, but to transform it. A soul that once caused pain may now choose to offer love, patience, or sacrifice. Another may be called to forgive or to set boundaries that honor self-respect. Each choice alters the vibration of both, freeing them from cycles of attachment and dependence. This is the divine paradox of love and loss. The same soul that breaks your heart may also be the one guiding you toward your awakening. Through the ache of separation, you are led to the realization that love cannot be owned or controlled. It can only be experienced and released. The pain becomes a catalyst, burning away illusions and revealing the eternal core of compassion beneath. When we begin to view our relationships through the lens of the soul, even heartbreak becomes sacred. Every encounter, whether it lasts a moment or a lifetime, adds a thread to the vast tapestry of spiritual evolution. You start to see that the people who come into your life are not merely partners or companions. They are mirrors reflecting your own journey back to the divine. The purpose behind each reunion, then, is not simply to love another person, but to rediscover yourself through them. To meet in love is to remember unity. To part in pain is to learn surrender. And through both, the soul continues its endless dance toward greater awareness, fulfilling the promise it made before time began, to evolve through love, no matter the form it takes. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when love must transform into distance. The person who once felt like home begins to drift away, and the silence between two hearts becomes unbearable. Yet, beneath the surface of that ache lies a sacred alchemy. What seems like loss in the human sense is often healing in the language of the soul. Dolores Cannon taught that separation is not a punishment, but a continuation of the soul's learning process. When two souls who share a deep spiritual bond part ways, it is rarely because love has ended. Instead, their energy has reached a point where evolution requires solitude. The connection has already fulfilled its purpose for that chapter, and now each soul must walk alone to integrate what was learned together. Pain in this context becomes a bridge, a passage from attachment to understanding. The heart mourns the absence of the other, but in that emptiness, space is created for divine wisdom to enter. The same energy that once tied you to another now invites you inward toward self-discovery and remembrance of your own wholeness. In the early stages of separation, the human mind seeks to grasp what went wrong. It replays conversations, analyzes choices, and resists the flow of time. But the soul perceives things differently. It knows that nothing was lost, everything was exchanged. One learned patience, the other courage. One offered unconditional love, the other mirrored hidden wounds. Through these exchanges, both souls grow closer to their divine essence. There is a mysterious beauty in how pain transforms into memory. Over time, the sharpness softens. What once felt unbearable becomes a quiet understanding, a tender knowing that the love was never meant to stay in physical form. It was meant to awaken you. Each tear, each sleepless night refines the soul, polishing it like a stone shaped by water. Sometimes separation is necessary because two souls vibrate at different frequencies for a time. Each must realign, heal, and expand before they can meet again, if such a reunion is written in their blueprint. In other cases, the separation is final for this lifetime, yet the bond remains intact beyond the veil, waiting for another cycle of learning in a future incarnation. To heal is not to forget. Healing is the process of remembering with peace. When pain becomes memory, love evolves from longing into gratitude. You no longer cling to what was, you bless it for what it gave. The absence itself becomes a teacher, revealing the depth of your capacity to love without possession. The hidden healing of separation lies in this realization that love never truly ends. It changes form. It moves from the external to the internal, from the shared moment to eternal presence. And when the heart finally accepts this, it understands what the soul has known all along, that every ending is, in truth, another step toward reunion with the divine. Among all the relationships we experience across lifetimes, none are as intense, transformative, or soul-stirring as the connection with a twin flame. It is not a relationship born merely of attraction or shared history. It is a reunion of two aspects of the same consciousness. Dolores Cannon spoke of the soul's division into polarities, masculine and feminine energies that separate to evolve individually, only to find their way back to each other through lifetimes of experience. When these two parts finally meet again, the recognition is immediate, undeniable, and often overwhelming. The twin flame is not meant to complete you, because you were never incomplete. Rather, this soul appears to mirror your essence, both your light and your shadows. Through them, you see yourself without filters. Every insecurity, fear, and wound hidden deep within surfaces in their presence. It is as though their love shines a light so bright that nothing within you can remain unseen. At first, this can feel intoxicating. The connection brings a sense of homecoming, an overwhelming familiarity that transcends logic. You may feel as though time stops when you are near them, or that the universe itself conspires to keep your paths intertwined. But soon after, the intensity of the reflection begins to challenge your comfort. The same love that feels divine can also trigger your deepest pain. The purpose of the twin flame is not to provide stability, but to ignite awakening. Dolores Cannon described this process as a spiritual mirror, a cosmic tool for accelerated evolution. The twin flame connection acts like fire. It burns away illusions, ego attachments, and emotional blockages. One soul often takes on the role of runner, unable to face the depth of the connection, while the other becomes the chaser, seeking understanding and reunion. Yet both are essential parts of the dance. The separation that follows is not a failure, but a necessary step for growth. In truth, the twin flame journey is less about romance and more about remembrance. You are not learning how to love another. You are learning how to love yourself through another. When you look into their eyes, you are meeting your own divinity, reflected back to you. Their actions, whether loving or distant, reveal what still needs healing within your own soul. This relationship teaches unconditional love through polarity. To love your twin flame means to accept both the beauty and the chaos within yourself. When you stop seeking validation from their presence and begin to find peace within your own being, the mirror shifts. The bond remains, but it becomes sacred rather than painful. A silent understanding that both are walking each other home in perfect timing. The twin flame mirror is not about possession or control. It is about evolution. It asks you to rise into the highest version of yourself so that one day, when both reflections are clear, the two souls can stand face to face, not in longing, but in unity, two flames remembering they were never truly apart. There comes a moment when the ordinary world begins to shimmer with meaning. Random encounters feel guided, coincidences become too precise to ignore, and emotions arise that seem to belong to another time. This is the quiet beginning of remembrance, the soul awakening to the contract it wrote before birth. According to Dolores Cannon, when the soul reaches a certain stage of evolution, the veil between worlds begins to thin. What once seemed like chance now reveals itself as design. You start to sense that the people entering your life are not strangers, but familiar presences returning to fulfill old promises. The awakening does not happen all at once. It unfolds through subtle signs, synchronistic events, and the deep knowing that something greater is at play. One of the first signs of remembering is the feeling of recognition. You meet someone and instantly feel as if you've known them forever. Their energy feels anciently familiar, evoking a comfort that words cannot describe. It is not nostalgia, it is resonance. Your souls vibrate at a frequency that recalls the agreements made long before your current form existed. In that instant, your spirit whispers, "It's you. We're back." Another sign is the recurrence of patterns or themes that echo past lifetimes. You may find yourself drawn to specific cultures, eras, or symbols without knowing why. Certain songs, dreams, or places awaken emotions too strong to belong solely to this life. These are fragments of memory rising from the subconscious, reminders of the lessons your soul chose to revisit. Synchronicities also become frequent companions. Numbers repeat, 1111, 222, 777, as if the universe itself is winking at you. You might hear a phrase, see a name, or encounter the same person in impossible circumstances. These are not random. They are cosmic nudges, affirming that your path is unfolding according to a higher plan. Dolores Cannon called these breadcrumbs from the higher self, gentle confirmations that you are remembering your purpose. Emotional intensity often follows recognition. You may feel overwhelming love or deep sorrow without clear reason. The heart remembers what the mind cannot grasp. The connection touches dormant layers of memory where the soul holds its ancient stories. These feelings are not meant to confuse you. They are catalysts designed to awaken dormant wisdom within. As this remembrance deepens, you begin to perceive relationships differently. No longer do you see them as coincidences or accidents. You understand that every encounter, especially those that stir strong emotion, was chosen as part of your soul's curriculum. You start to ask not, "Why is this happening to me?" but "What is this trying to teach me?" That shift marks the birth of spiritual maturity. The final sign of awakening is peace. Once the initial intensity settles, a quiet understanding takes root. You realize that every person who crosses your path is part of a divine choreography written by love itself. The recognition no longer overwhelms you, it guides you. You begin to live consciously, honoring the sacred contracts that weave your destiny. And in that awareness, you remember, nothing in your life has ever been random. It has all been the echo of a promise your soul made before time began.
At the end of every journey between souls, there comes a moment of quiet understanding, a realization that everything, from the first meeting to the final goodbye, was love in disguise. Dolores Cannon often said that the purpose of reincarnation is not punishment or reward, but education, and love is the ultimate teacher. It is through love, its joy, its aish, its surrender, that the soul learns to transcend the illusion of separation and return to unity. When two souls enter into a contract across lifetimes, their bond is not meant to bind them forever, it is meant to free them. Each reunion serves as a mirror, reflecting what still needs to be healed. At first, love feels magnetic and intoxicating, pulling the souls back toward one another as if gravity itself conspires to reunite them. But as the journey unfolds, old wounds rise to the surface. The pain, misunderstandings, and separations that follow are not failures. They are sacred steps in the process of purification. Liberation begins when love ceases to be about possession and becomes about understanding. You start to see the other not as the source of your happiness, but as a divine messenger. Every heartbreak becomes a passage. Every reunion a reminder of what your soul already knows, that true love is not about holding on, but about becoming whole. As the lessons are integrated, the emotional charge that once defined the connection begins to soften. Compassion replaces longing. Gratitude replaces attachment. You start to sense that you and your counterpart were never truly apart, that your souls have always been intertwined in the fabric of divine consciousness. This realization marks the completion of the cycle. At this stage, love is no longer something to seek or to earn. It becomes your natural state of being. You love not because you need to, but because it is who you are. the veil of duality dissolves, revealing the truth that every soul you meet is another expression of the same infinite source. To complete the cycle is not to end the story, it is to transcend it. It is to look upon all that has been every lifetime, every lesson, every loss, and whisper with peace in your heart, "It was all love, leading me home."
If this message touched something deep within you, if it reminded you that love in all its forms is the soul's way of coming home, take a moment to let it resonate. Every like, comment, and share helps this community grow and reach more hearts that are awakening to the same truth. Tell me in the comments, what part of your journey feels like it's coming full circle? How has love been your greatest teacher? I read each message with gratitude because together we're remembering what our souls already know. And if you wish to support this channel and help us keep creating these reflections on twin flames, soul contracts, and divine love, you can contribute through the Super Thanks option below. Your energy and support truly make a difference. With love and light, thank you for being here, and don't miss our next video, where we'll explore the soul's promise, why separation is never the end.